My name is Ash Kapoor. I'm the medical director of the Levitas Group. We do a whole range of services, predominantly on root cause analysis and seeing how the body can help itself get better. And this basically has an inside-out approach. So we look at the defense system of the body, we look at its ability to detoxify, make the right energy. And what we believe is that if you look after it, protect it, and feed it, everything happens. Something that I didn't realize up until recently during our research is the direct link with how we are internally and our skin. So I'm very pleased to introduce Margaret and Roxy, who are co-founders of I Am, who specialize in what I would say regenerative aesthetic products, topical products. So welcome.
Thank
It's
you.
nice for you to come in. It was a glorious sunny day outside. So
I know.
So I Am. It's you both co-founded it. Can you tell me a little bit about why you went into this, what drove you, and what's driving you currently?
Definitely.
Sure.
Well, firstly, thank you so much for having us. We're delighted to be here.
Yeah.
I'll let you start, Roxy.
Yeah. So we'll start with our background.
Yeah.
So my background's in integrative nutrition, health coaching, and Mum's background is in pharmacy, homeopathy, and cosmetic formulation.
Incredible.
And in her past life, she had a previous company called the Organic Pharmacy. And so we were always into wellness and longevity and detoxing and all the amazingness of the wellness world. But really, I Am was founded when I personally developed hormonal acne from having perfect skin to hormonal acne, cystic acne all over my face, predominantly around my cheeks, my jaw, and my chin. And it was really quite disturbing.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah, from having perfect, like really perfect
Suddenly going
skin.
into
I mean, I say suddenly in a quotation, air quotations, because really it's not sudden. It's your lifestyle. And I always say that I was doing 5 out of 5 things to unbalance my hormones that really led to that catalyst of hormonal acne. And to preface, I didn't have my period for 2 years. So really, the thing that's driving us now was my healing journey personally for I Am. And I came to Mum when I was in the midst of my battle. I was like 6 months in, skin wasn't getting better, period wasn't coming back. I had just come off the contraceptive pill as well. I'd been on it for 8 years, and that's a whole other episode. That's a whole other episode, because I really didn't understand the repercussions of being on such medication for such a long time. And I was never told. Every time I'd go in, I think I remember very vividly asking once, what are the long-term side effects of this pill? Is it okay to take for a long period of time? And the answer was totally fine, no side effects. So I thought, okay. And then I had to learn the hard way that there are many side effects. For me, it displayed in gut dysbiosis, nutrient depletion and absorption. I wasn't absorbing anything I was eating. And I learned later on that the contraceptive pill actually disrupts your absorption. And then also all the other symptoms that came with it. But then Mum came to Mum and I said, Mum, I really just need a protocol that's going to help me. Luckily, I had all her expertise at home, and nothing at the organic pharmacy would work I was taking everything from there and it wasn't working. So she needed to make me something more targeted, and she did. But really, what a huge side effect was the mental health aspect of it, and sort of the thoughts and the nervous system dysregulation, which were also contributing to the symptoms and inflammation in my body. So we really worked on my mindset as much as the protocol. And that's really where we call it the I Am prescription, where you say an I Am affirmation with application. Which really transformed my skin and my healing, my hormones, and it was almost instinctive. We didn't mean to do it that way, but as I was applying the product, Mum had made me a topical skin treatment for my acne and then an internal herbal hormone balancing supplement. As I was taking them, I started repeating affirmations with it because I was so determined to heal. And it was almost like a form of manifestation. I was like, no, like this not going to happen. And I had learnt about in my practice and in my education about habit stacking and the actual science behind habit stacking. Whereas if you can do it with an already existing routine, then you get the benefits, the neuroplastic benefits of affirmations. So that just kind of came normal for me. And within about 6 weeks, my skin cleared dramatically. After trying so many other protocols, so many other things, but by that two sort of situations together, it really helped.
Amazing.
And then we've helped thousands of other women as well, and I guess it works.
Yes, it does,
Yeah, that's
it
what
does.
drives us.
That's it's quite a challenge because you almost had to find your own way.
Totally. I'm
And
so grateful.
Yes, and in an environment where the experts were telling you one thing,
Mm-hmm.
but it's almost like your intuition was saying something different.
Totally.
And you do find that we kind of think we know how we could help ourselves. We know that a pharmaceutical prescription isn't the answer, but we're not given much in the way of choice.
Yes.
And for me, I think the best biomarker, the co-pilot, is yourself.
Absolutely.
And the sort of work you're doing, the story you just told me, is that we must take agency back to ourselves
100%.
with the help of guides. I think our role,
Yes.
your role as professionals, is to guide people to their own agency. So this
Yeah.
is a great story, and I think it just shows you the power of the mind as well, doesn't it?
Totally. Yeah, and really how, that's why we talk a lot about psychodermatology in our, our methods and our practice, because your mind does affect your skin.
Yes, I didn't realize how much.
Yeah, I think the issue that most people face, ourselves included at some point, is that everything is in isolation. True. So, you have a symptom, you isolate it, and then you treat that. Then another symptom comes up and you isolate that. And one of the things that I learned with my homeopathic practice was that the emotions play an enormous part in a symptom.
Yes.
So every disease has an emotional aspect to it. But again, at that time, I only viewed it as a symptom. Whereas through Roxy's experience, I think we put, like I said, your diet is in isolation, your headache is in isolation, your physical symptom is in isolation, your mental health is in isolation. But actually, when you strip everything together and you bring it together back as a whole,
And treat it as a whole.
and you create the whole system,
Correct.
that's when everything unfolds.
Yes. Manage a system, not a
It's the
symptom.
Exactly. And so I think most people forget the power of their thoughts and their words.
I think you're so right.
And that has the most power.
Yes.
So when we say, when Roxy was going through her acne symptoms, and she's always been a beautiful girl her whole life, beautiful skin, just really lovely inside and out. So the acne stripped that from her. Suddenly she was nobody and worthless because she had acne. And she used to say, I'm ugly, I'm disgusting, I can't go out, I can't do this. And it was like, no, you stop that. You stop using those words, you stop thinking like that. And that's where the neuroplasticity comes, the reprogramming of the mind, alongside your diet, the treatments, topical, internal. You bring it all together and you balance it.
Totally right.
And it works.
It does work.
It's really quite simple.
Clearly, it works really well.
It works really well.
The point you make is very interesting in the sense that we cannot neglect, we cannot silo our heart from our lungs and our brain and our skin. And yet the medical profession, which now has created 126,000 diseases.
Imagine.
And over 200,000 drugs. And multiple specialisms that don't talk to each other.
Yeah, so true.
You go and see a heart specialist, that's what they do. The respiratory, that's what they do. The brain, etc. But your body is 25 or so trillion cells connected.
Yeah.
And what I've learned from my experience, and it's exactly the same as yours, is you cannot isolate. You cannot work in silos.
It's impossible.
It's almost like a city.
Yeah.
You can't have the people not interconnecting. We're all interconnected.
Yeah.
You break one thing, there's ramifications everywhere.
Everywhere.
Totally.
And I think what you've done here is basically throw away the diagnosis, see you as one and use your superhero power tools,
Yeah.
which is your brain,
Yeah.
to direct the body to heal.
Literally. And I
Yeah.
think what people forget is that their emotional state and their mental state will create their physical state. So,
See,
you know,
I can't tell you how true that is.
Yeah.
It is, and equally the opposite.
mm,
If you put a seed of fear in someone, they home in on that fear. And
Yeah.
the pathways
sure.
tell the, you know, your body goes into a state of fight or flight.
yeah.
So if I go in and say, there's a 40% chance you're not going to get better.
Yeah.
You don't hold on to the 60.
No.
You hold on to the 40, and the brain
Yes.
sort of holds back. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas you say, you're going to get better.
Yeah.
You know, you see people decompress.
Yeah.
And I think, you know, medicine has become very defensive.
That's
We
so
spend
true.
more time writing about how we won't get sued versus how we can actually heal and help.
Wow.
And in some ways, it wasn't how I originally trained 35 years ago.
Yeah.
You gave yourself.
Yeah.
And, you know, you knew that it made a big difference. You see them light up.
Yeah.
You see them get better. You see them get agency. Whereas we've kind of got the opposite. We don't even make eye contact.
Yeah.
So, you know, we've become professional,
Yeah.
but we've moved away from what we're innately here to do, to help support people's well-being.
Yeah.
And that
For
includes everything.
sure.
It's so true.
So the affirmation is massive. If you tell the brain in the morning, you're going to be okay,
Yeah.
your default mode network, your identity
Exactly.
starts changing. Your hippocampus, your memory says, actually, that memory's old. We're not interested in you.
Yeah, we're not interested. Yeah.
And the CEO of the brain, which takes direction from the body and all, he says, you know what? We're going to get better today. So sympathetic nervous system, calm down, vagus nerve, wake up and get
Yeah.
better.
That's
Well,
literally
we're going to
it.
take that one step even further. And you're going to say, I am okay.
Yes, very good. It's already happened.
Yeah, it's already happened.
It's already happened.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so that's, you know, and things like simple things that we now take for granted, like gratitude practice, forgiveness practice, getting rid of anger and all these negative emotions, fear.
Yes,
We need to actively participate
yes.
in getting rid of it.
Can I ask, because what you're saying is where we're waking up to.
Yes.
So where did you get this wisdom from?
Honestly, from the Bible.
Yeah.
The Bible says it all.
Yes,
It really does.
It's from God.
yes.
says
It says it over and over. Do not be afraid.
yeah.
Do not be afraid. Do not worry.
Yes.
No, but also it says a merry heart leads to healing of the bones. It literally says that in the Bible. And when I was kind of going through my journey, my pastor told me, he said, you should listen to healing scriptures like taking a supplement.
Isn't that amazing?
And so when I was listening to them, I listened to this one on YouTube, it's free. And it was when I heard that a merry heart leads to healing of the bones, I thought, oh my God, it's not about my body, my skin that needs to heal. It's about my heart and my mind.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I was like, oh my God, it was such a revelation.
This is actually true, because
Yeah.
I call it invisible inflammation.
Shamefulness.
I love
You
that.
can't see it, but it's there.
Yeah.
So when you're fear-driven or you're out of joyfulness,
Yes.
Yes.
the body's stressed, because that's not its natural position. Natural position is joyful, in presence, and in that sort of love mode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fear is the opposite.
Yeah.
Totally.
When you are empty, you can't give.
Yeah.
When you're empty, you become defensive. But what is actually happening is you're stealing energy.
Yeah.
So
Interesting.
your main energy is your mitochondrial battery energy, the ATP. That's the cellular respiration energy. It's the only currency that matters.
Yeah.
But if something in your body is going to steal it because of fear, i.e. you're utilizing this energy going nowhere. It's like having a car in a garage, going nowhere, producing toxicity. The brain will then run out of the ATP. It'll then move on to immune energy. So your immune system says, what are you doing today? This is not my job. He goes, well, you've got to help the other guy out.
Yeah.
But it doesn't stop there. It then steals hormones. And you mentioned hormones. So the biggest issue with PCOS, endometriosis, acne, even breast cancer is progesterone steal.
Yes.
The body will direct your progesterone into the adrenal gland, saying, help the adrenal gland, because we're in fight or flight.
Yeah.
And the body's saying, well, what to? He goes, well, I don't know, but just keep
Just
working.
do it. Yeah.
Because we understand trauma, we understand injury, we understand infection, but we don't understand stress. Because our genes are still in the savannas, in the wilderness.
Yeah.
So when you steal progesterone, you get estrogen dominant.
Yes.
And with that, all the issues can arise.
That's what I definitely had.
So what you're saying, that's been written in the Bible,
Yeah.
science has just caught up to. And it's fascinating. There are so many things like that. So, for example, in genomics, we now know that we can live to 123.
What the Bible says,
Said it already.
120 years is our.
And I'm shocked, thinking
Yeah.
we need to really reevaluate.
How we live.
Well, the scriptures that have been written,
Of
Yeah.
course.
all the answers are there,
I know.
and experiential learning
Yeah.
over millions or thousands of years.
Yeah.
And we're just, but only in the last 100 years we've dumped it
Yeah.
Yeah.
for profit.
It's so true. It's so true.
So pharmaceutical companies, they made their drug patents in the 1920s, sponsored medical schools. In medical school, the first 2 years I understand physiology, the next 3 years I learn how to prescribe. And then I get rewarded
Wow.
Yes.
for making a label,
Yes.
Wow.
thinking, and so the whole reward mechanism in medicine is diagnose a disease, then drug, then treatment.
Yeah.
Suppress the output,
Yeah.
but you're not changing anything.
Nothing.
So
And that I experienced that when I was going through my PCOS journey and I was getting tested for at least 8 months. They couldn't diagnose me, and some would say you got PCOS. Others say can't see anything on your scan. Then they would say, oh, but maybe you do have it. Then say blood's fine, and I'm like, oh.
yeah,
And I just felt I just felt it. I was like, no, something's wrong.
yes,
Yeah.
Something is literally wrong with my body.
yeah, yeah.
And so that's what made me look into it myself and then actually become qualified and certified to help others.
Yes. And I think having a personal situation to deal with makes you the best healer.
Yeah.
Because indirectly, it's not what you say, it's how you say it
Yeah.
Totally.
and the energy you release in saying it.
Yeah.
So you'll get buy-in because people believe you're authentic.
Yeah.
You see, they know you're authentic.
Yeah, because I don't have any
And
reason to
that's
lie.
very important.
Yeah.
That now I think the healing world needs to go into that, being
100%.
open rather than being closed and
Yeah.
because people pick up that energy.
They do.
I
can see it.
immediately
Yeah.
can spot when
And they'll talk
something's
to you.
authentic. Yeah.
But they won't say anything to the doctor just because they actually believe they're not really interested or listening.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
managing the waiting room, not what's in the room.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
also,
Yeah.
the path that we're describing is a lot harder,
Yes.
but it's a lot easier.
Yes.
So it's harder because you have to change so many things.
You actually have to change your whole life.
You
So
do.
You had to literally press Control Alt Delete on your behavior.
Literally.
I had to reprogram every single belief, pattern, method, everything, the way that I live my life. I had to cancel all of it and start again.
Because you're young, you've got surrounded by peers who are young.
Yeah.
You're probably not understanding how much you're changing.
Oh, so much. You lose a lot of people in your
I
life.
was going to say, and how?
Yeah.
Because that's, to pick this up so early in your life is quite a miracle.
So grateful.
It is.
Because you can only grow from it. Most people pick it up later.
Yeah.
Much later.
So with that, but it doesn't matter. There's no,
it doesn't.
But there must have been some intuitive mindset, and that's then that you built on.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? I just couldn't live the way that I was. And so it was really kind of, for me, it was my rock bottom. It was like, I actually physically cannot live like this. So I have one option really is to just get better.
It's to change.
And it's to change and get better. And I was just so determined and so disciplined in that nothing was going to stop me. And really I was and I knew that my calling was to help other people and, mum's calling as well. And we couldn't have started I Am if I wasn't better.
Yeah.
So it was almost like a self-sacrifice in that as well as a selfish sacrifice because I couldn't live in that way.
You have to fall into the pit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the depth of the pit depends on you. And, hopefully most people's pits aren't that deep. But you need to that's not true. You don't need to get there. But in most cases, you do need to get there.
Stripping back.
Yeah. Because otherwise you won't give up your comfort.
Well, your ego won't give up.
Your
Exactly.
ego
Yeah,
won't give
I had
up.
to literally crucify my ego on the cross and just get rid of every single thing that was limiting.
I call it.
Still a daily process.
Yeah.
I call it constructive discomfort,
Yes.
and we only grow from that.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, just a little bit. We'll talk about the products because I think they're and they align so much with what you're saying. Give me an idea of how you organize your day. How you wake up, what you eat, how you manage your mind body alignment.
I love that because I'm really such a non-negotiable type of person, as in I have my non-negotiables every day. And if I don't do them, then I just feel way worse. And it's not because, oh, I need to do it, but it's more the joy and the benefit and the sort of regulation that I get from each practice. So every morning at 5 a.m. we get up and we go on our...
Do you get up naturally?
Do I get up naturally? No, it's not naturally at 5 a.m. But... like, I think the longest I'll sleep in, like if I don't wake up with an alarm, is like 6:37, 7:30 maybe. But really, naturally, I'm ready to go. I'm like ding 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 ding.
She is. Just to give you an example, I mean, we live together.
Yeah.
So I have a trampoline in my room, and then there's the red light next to my bed, and then there's the vibration machine, and Roxy is literally in there, jumping on the trampoline, I think maybe 5:15. And then the 5:45, then the red light, and then all before 6:00.
Yeah, because we get on our prayer line with our church. There's like a Zoom prayer line. It's not cameras or audio, but everyone's praying together. So while that's happening, I start doing all my machinery, like my LED mask,
habit stacking,
my lymphatic jumps on the trampoline, my vibration plate, and then I go downstairs. I make a mold-free coffee. Mold-free coffee is so important because I had a very bad
Coffee
mold.
is now significant in terms of how it's stored in terms of...
Yeah.
Totally.
No one's told this, you know.
No one.
Because I had such high histamine issues. I had to go on a low histamine diet for a while. I had so many gut issues, which was definitely related to stress as well as everything. But I had to treat...
So, well, the mast cell activation is just your body saying, I'm distressed, I'm doing a job I shouldn't be doing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I had to treat both at the same time, and then I could reintroduce everything. But I still never gave up mold-free coffee because I think it's fabulous and I don't want to drink...
Who wants to drink moldy coffee?
Yeah, I don't want to drink moldy coffee anyway. So I have that. And then I read the Bible and journal for an hour.
So tell me about the collective prayer, because we now know that communities and nature are the top two things in longevity.
Totally. Well, yeah, if you have a spiritual practice, you live 7 to 10 years longer than someone that doesn't.
So that community is very powerful, very powerful in setting your brain right at the beginning of the day.
Oh, well, you know, the Bible says the power, life and death is in the power of the tongue. And prayer is one of the most important things.
Yeah.
And I think most people have a misconception of what prayer is. Most people think that to pray it's like asking God for things all the time.
No.
That's not what prayer is. It's a connection. It's a relationship with our Creator.
It's a dialogue.
It's a dialogue.
Yeah.
It's a love relationship with our Creator.
It's actually a dialogue with yourself.
Also.
Yes.
Also.
Totally.
Because, you know, ultimately the energies of the universe are within us,
Totally.
so to speak.
Yeah.
And I think that ability to stay still is what this is all about, isn't it?
Stillness.
Yeah.
You can only hear if you're still.
Yeah.
So this, to me, it's exactly the right way.
Yeah, and then I had breakfast. I don't like to fast. It's just not something that works for me. And with my healing journey and my hormones, and my body just works better when I eat breakfast. I eat breakfast at like 7:30, and then we'll either go for a walk, or maybe I'll start work. I like to start work earlier than normal. Like I don't start necessarily 9:30. I'll start like 7:45, and then maybe we'll go for a walk later. Then I'll work more, go to the gym.
So where do you go for a walk? Do you go to the park?
Yeah. Go to the park.
It's our sacred walk.
Yeah.
So every morning we do it's the three of us usually, and sometimes
my
the
brother
four
as
of us.
well. Yeah, my
The
partner.
three of us, we go for our sacred walk and we process life.
Yes.
Yeah.
We talk about life, we process thoughts, emotions.
Yeah.
And once we've done that processing, we spend time in nature, in stillness, and then we're ready for the day.
And then we'll pray maybe a bit more sometimes, depending if people need prayers, and we'll be like, oh, we should pray for this person, and then we do that.
Right.
And then it's the day, and you just got to get to work.
Yes. And with the right attitude, positivity,
Yeah.
etc. And
it
then
shifts everything.
Yeah,
doesn't
it
it?
really does.
well, you go
Shifts
into flow.
everything. Yeah,
Flow
you
state.
go into flow state.
That's actually,
yeah.
I talk about flow state a lot. It's like when you operate in flow state, you're not fearful.
Yeah,
Well, your body is aligned.
yeah.
Totally.
What you think and what you're doing, you become a sophisticated machine.
Exactly.
And you therefore preserve the right energy.
Totally.
So by doing
Totally.
that, because it's all about managing your energy, isn't it?
Oh my gosh. I mean, you know it better than anyone. You
Yeah.
know, when you have a busy practice and you have to treat so many people and you're, dealing with lots of things, if you don't preserve your energy, you're toast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we also have a whole
You're burnt toast.
range of biohacking machines at home that are our non-negotiables. So we're
So tell
all
me a little bit about those. You mentioned the trampoline. And,
we're currently obsessed with this thing called Nanovi.
yes.
Oh my gosh, it's so
that's
good.
a non. Honestly, everyone should have it. Every hospital should have it.
Yeah.
Every hospital
Every
should have
sick patient
Nanovi.
should be on a Nanovi every day.
Yes.
Yeah.
It changes everything.
Yeah, and then if anyone's listening, it's like, what is Nanovi? It's a
Just
structured.
look it up.
Yeah, it's a structured water system, molecular water, which actually helps make your proteins repair and work faster.
Amazing.
It's just so cool, and we notice the difference so quickly.
Immediately.
I noticed the effects immediately, and what's amazing about it is that it will do what your body needs it to.
Yeah.
It just gets triaged to the right place.
Yeah.
It's like a personalized treatment. Like my partner was really stressed and I put him on it and he fell asleep immediately. Whereas like I was really tired and
It
I
would wake
used
you
it
up.
and it woke me up.
It's an adaptogenic.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's and then we use ingredients like that in our products to really help people, adapt. It really gets tailored to what they need because the ingredients do that in your body. Yeah.
So we talked about your day.
Yeah.
Tell me about your sleep pattern.
Yeah, so we just wrote actually a sleep ebook. It's called Biohack Your Beauty Sleep. And
Tell me a bit about the book. The essence of the book.
So it's a women first nervous system regulation, hormone and sleep guide that really helps you kind of break down the barriers of why you're not sleeping or why you're having bad sleep or why your symptoms may be caused from your sleep disruption and all the benefits of sleeping and the side effects if you don't sleep properly, as well as, foods to do with sleep, medication and sleep. I used to have a really hard time with sleep, and I would need something to make me go to sleep. It wasn't like now I can just put my head to pillow and it's like out.
Yeah.
But a lot of that comes from the nervous system regulation training. Yes. And in the ebook, I talk about overstimulation and hyperarousal, which is such a factor.
Yeah.
And so linked to insomnia.
Big time.
People don't understand that all of these things that they're displaying, these symptoms, are from overstimulation and overconsumption from the day. And they haven't processed that out properly. So then your brain's like ding, 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 like ready to go at night and you can't sleep. So I kind of made a method in there to help you get through that.
Well, what you're saying is so right. I mean, I'll be honest, I think it's the same for blood pressure too. We're it's a reaction to those same stimuli.
Yeah.
So, and for me, it's hormones again. Your
Totally.
cortisol should switch off around 9 p.m. with melatonin rises. And if you are wired, it's going to happen.
Yeah.
So you're going to probably get to sleep quick because you're tired, but even not that. But that 2 a.m. wake up call when you happens. And it's fascinating. But sleep is how you heal. So you have to.
It is.
Yes,
It is.
Especially sleeping before midnight.
Yeah.
People think, if I just get my 8 hours, it's fine. But actually, the timing of when you sleep is really important because otherwise your growth hormone can't produce properly.
Your lymphatics
Exactly.
Yeah.
So Mum and I wrote that, and it's out.
Well, I'm
it's
excited
awesome.
about that because for me, it's one of the biggest biohackers.
I agree.
I was at a conference last year, and Brian Johnson was speaking at the same time.
Amazing.
And when people said, "What is the one thing?" Sleep.
Yeah.
It's so underrated. And that's why we love magnesium. We make a magnesium
lymphatic sleepy butter.
Yeah.
We'll talk about the range because I think it's really fantastic.
Oh, thank you.
Just going back to the other thing about sleep is something we don't realize is that we are encouraging multitasking in our lives.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it's not good for you.
No.
Jim Quick's work is quite interesting where he says that when you get into a new thought, the energy's in getting up to that thought, then you go into flow. And that's when you're sort of in the trance. But if that thought was interfered with by something else, your phone going off, that goes into the back office. And then you go back into that again. And if you're constantly doing this, you're opening tabs that stay open and use up 30% more cerebral energy.
Yeah.
And of course, those tabs have to shut at night.
Totally. And if you don't.
No. Whereas serial monotasking is okay. I'm going to commit to that email 5 minutes, and I'm going to shut it down. And you do a bit of breath work, and then you move on to the next one for 40 minutes or 20 minutes, depending on what it is. And serial monotasking preserves your energy. So
Totally.
we're rewarding. We sort of say, I'm a multitasker, that's why I'm successful. Actually what you're doing, you're putting your energy outwards, not inwards.
Totally.
So we've got to break these myths and redefine success a little bit for people.
For sure, for sure. I mean, you said something earlier, which was joy. That's our natural state.
Yes.
Ultimate success is being in a state of joy.
Joyful.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And we
That's
are
ultimate success.
aspiring to it, following the wrong pathway.
Yeah.
Because it's never enough. And I've also seen in my practice, a lot of the most successful people in the world externally are the most empty people.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
And it's almost an overcompensation because the brain has just decided, and they're never actually satisfied. So they get what they need, and then they have to get something else, and it never stops.
Yeah.
Internally, though, they're crashing. And it's only when an event happens that they suddenly realize what's happened.
It's temporary relief.
It's temporary relief.
And yet we at schools, at nurseries, we're rewarding the system.
Yeah, we
So
are.
you need to step out of it and saying, no, you can't. It's not great for a child to be hot housed. They should be playing till 5 or 6. And develop their right side of their brain, their intuitive brain. Then you can put what you like into them.
Yeah.
And I think we're rewarding stress.
So much.
No, you're so right.
Yeah.
And I think that it's not just successful people. It's all people, because everyone's trying to be successful.
Yes.
And so even if you're not successful, you think, oh, if only I had the house.
Yes.
So that becomes your goal.
Yeah.
Then I'll be happy. Or if only I had the car, then I'll be happy. There's nothing wrong with having the house or the car, as long as you understand that they are not going to be the thing that makes you happy.
It's the when syndrome.
That's not the problem. The problem is when they've got the first, they want the second house.
Yes.
And the second comes. And I call it that you're not out of survival mode.
Yes.
Survival mode is food, water, shelter.
Yeah.
You haven't worked out shelter yet.
Yeah.
That's so true.
You're always
That's
striving.
so true.
How can you build consciousness when you are in survival mode? Because if you're never enough,
Yeah.
then you're always in survival mode.
And that's because most people don't know who they are.
Yeah.
So their identity is linked to what they do.
And what the schools have told them.
Yeah, and what the schools, that's the whole idea of what is success.
We have to redefine success. And to me, that is about decompression, emptiness and service.
Totally.
The value
100%.
of serving in communities, it becomes a bartering system. And there's no stress. You know, somebody needs a bit of support with food. Fine, you've got a skill, offer it. And once you get into this system of service, what I call you have the right to serve, but you don't have the right to the fruits.
Yeah.
There will be no wars. There will be no issue.
Unconditional.
It's and it doesn't take long because then you realize you don't have to, through fear, hoard because there's already enough.
Because when you're coming from a place of lack,
Yes.
then that's when all the doors are shut to you.
Yeah.
But then when you're flowing and you're in abundance and you're giving as much as you're receiving, then you get so much more.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Before we move to product, there's an interesting story. I went to a retreat in Poland a year ago, actually. It was a dark retreat.
Oh, yes.
A dark retreat, so completely dark. Okay.
So I actually did a
How was that?
dry fast. Well, it was great. I mean, it was done by a guy who's renamed himself, but he was one of these guys literally wanted to consume, got more and more and more and more, and never enough, despite the fact that, you know, he had more than enough. And he was quite friendly with Wim Hof, who's the breath guy.
Yeah.
So they were friendly, and he took him to America and made him do the cold therapy.
Yes.
But being quite type A, he decided to do quite a prolonged cold therapy.
Yeah.
To match Wim Hof. But for the first time ever, his body disconnected from his mind and he felt still.
Wow.
And he said that was just quite something. And then they went to Oregon into a cave, no light for 4 or 5 days. And by not having the outside world coming into you, your pineal gland starts vibrating, releasing DMT, and you go into your subconscious space.
Wow.
Is that right?
Because there's nothing. You have no time. You don't know whether you slept for 1 minute or 1 hour because there's no time.
Wow.
There's nothing.
It's powerful.
And he just went through multiple emotions and came out and said, that's it.
Wow.
It was an ego death, effectively.
Yeah.
And he's become a healer. So he's formed these dark retreats. He lives in Zurich, but he formed them in Poland because he's Polish background.
Yeah.
So I did 3 days there, and it was quite extraordinary.
What happened to you?
Well, everyone thought I'd go nuts because I'm almost working all the time, and they thought, you're not going to have anything. I said, no. you just basically go into a state of self-reflection because there's nothing you can't see. And actually, the 3 days went, and I didn't even know how. And you come out, you get reconditioned, you go for a swim in a lake, and you open, because I did a dry fast, no food, no water, no light.
For the 3 days, you did a drive, no food. Okay.
And it was incredible.
Wow.
Because it was a balancing act. And it's going back to what you were saying, that we're on a treadmill.
Yes.
And we're operating these 5 senses, not knowing that we're closing off the most powerful sources of senses in the back office.
Totally.
And our predecessors didn't have this issue. They were already in the present. They were spiritual. They understood energy. They understood nature.
Yeah.
So they were already calling upon those higher energies. We dropped.
Yeah, we've become
It's a disconnection.
disconnected, Yeah.
It's a disconnection from God. It's as simple as that.
Yeah, that's really what it is. It's like when you actually become in a relationship with God, then, you know, you don't have that disconnection.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
You're connected at such a high level. You don't need to be attached.
Yes.
Exactly.
So
you break the attachment to everything.
because that is the power. That's that means that, you know, those energies will always be there, whether it's, you know, through bereavements. It manages everything.
Of course.
Because
Of course.
you are still connected. The energy in the universe hasn't changed in the last million years.
Yeah.
It's the same.
Yeah.
It's just transferring. And if you
Totally.
can connect into it or even tap into it,
Yeah.
you can become a much bigger human.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Anthony DeMello talks about that a lot, and his books are incredible about attachment. And really, I love his books, and everything that he talks about really releasing attachments is so powerful.
And drawing in the right energy.
Exactly.
So with what I didn't realize, and this is the thing, is how your skin expresses your internal state of affairs. And then I realized, yes, we know about the gut-brain axis, but I didn't realize the power of the brain-skin axis.
It's a thing.
And I didn't, you know, and I looked up the research before my last conference and thought there are pathways because in the womb, the ectoderms are the same.
Yes.
It's come from the same embryo.
So I then saw some pictures of people who were joyful, having not been joyful, and the skin reflected it.
Yeah.
And like anything, if you can sort out that pathway for resilience, but then equally nourish what's been depleted, you could reverse many things at any age.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So it feels like that's the, you know, with the psychodermatology, you're totally in that zone. So tell me a little bit about the products you've used and how you've brought them up and some of the success stories that have arisen out of those.
Yeah. So the products we formulate with the latest clinical research.
Yeah.
So it's all natural, but every ingredient goes through a thorough, rigorous research. And we look at the longevity of them, the efficacy of them, and how they all work together as a synergy.
Yeah.
Because
you can't mix everything together.
You can't mix everything, and it's an orchestra.
Yes.
So a formula is an orchestra of ingredients that work together in perfect harmony. And I think that's something that people really struggle with.
Yeah.
Because I get messages from people saying, I can't take that herb. And I'm like, but you're not just taking that on its own. It is in a perfectly balanced formula.
Yeah.
So internal, external, vital, along with diet and mental.
Yeah.
So when you align those 4 pillars together, the mind, external, internal, and your found food, then it's just
our transformation.
miraculous.
We were at Eudaimonia in Palm Beach, and which is a biohacking expo, one of the biggest in America. And someone used our Inflammaging solution, which is a sort of hydrating skin serum, but it's also a miracle cream, quite literally, because this guy had psoriasis, and he came over to the stand and he said, "I need something for psoriasis. Do you have anything?" And Mum, who formulates all our products, said, "Yes, we've got the Inflammaging cream that will be perfect for you. It calms redness in 5 minutes."
Wow.
5 minutes, we were like really chuffed with that. And we thought, okay, 5 minutes is going to go down. He puts it on his hand, not even a minute, like 50 seconds, the reaction has disappeared. And Mum and I look at each other.
And I was surrounded by a group of people, and they were all like, what just happened?
He was with 4 people, and then 10 people were standing behind him. And
they all witnessed it.
Their faces were like, what just happened? This was crazy. And this is really when you work with that psychodermatology effect, where you use the specific ingredients that not only target your skin, but the receptors in your skin that target your brain.
Wow.
So Mum's, she's being very coy and humble, but she's a fantastic formulator and formulates. It's probably one of the best things you've formulated ever.
It's pretty good.
It's pretty good. And it's also a really nice hydrating serum. Like I use it as my daily moisturizer.
So that's a very important point when you talk about the receptors.
Yes.
Because 80% of the information comes from the pathways.
Yeah.
So if the brain is getting this pathway thinking, we're okay today, thank you very much.
Exactly.
Yes. Oh, okay, I'll let go then.
Yeah.
Exactly. You literally just explained it perfectly.
So simple.
It is. But then we come from the same world.
Yeah. It's so simple, but we make life so complicated.
Yeah.
Everything is complicated.
Yeah.
But also, as you said, you went into this 3-day really silent, complete silent
Yes.
retreat.
Silent, dark, yeah.
And most of us, we watch the news, which is horrific.
We don't do that.
And tailored not for our wellness or well-being.
No.
The newspaper, same thing. Headlines are death in bloody blah.
No, literally, I was in bed and my partner was reading this article saying murder of XYZ. And I looked at him and I said, why are you reading that in bed? You're such a weirdo. Like, you're actually weird right now. This is like not okay. And he said, I just wanted to know where it was. I said, but why? Why?
Yeah.
But you see, people are addicted. I'm
it.
gonna throw shade on him. People are addicted to the drama.
Yeah.
Well, they're addicted to the dopamine.
To the
dopamine of the drama. Yeah.
It could be sugar, it could be this.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Regulate dopamine.
Yeah.
That's where these things are. And when you're in Zen mode, whether something happens that's good or bad, you let it
chill.
through. So bad things, you let it flow out of you.
Yeah.
Good things, you take the energy and you let it flow.
Yeah.
Content in all circumstances.
Yes.
That's really the state of being, that true wellness and true healing and true longevity and true, clear complexions. If people want the ultimate longevity protocol, it's actually being content in every situation.
Yeah.
So the creams, I mean, that sort of thing would have psychologically made such an impact on him. So it's not just his skin getting better, it would have reflected on other behaviors in his life.
Totally.
His confidence, going out, feeling,
exactly.
good. And then that further self-fulfilling prophecy makes you feel better and better and better.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Whereas steroids, which is probably what he would have been given, just suppress.
Yes.
They don't change that pathway.
No, and they actually make it worse because your skin becomes thin.
Yes.
And then, you're prone to cracked, bleeding, dry skin.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's just a self-perpetuating worsening of symptoms.
Yeah, we always say that we're not really selling products, we're selling transformations. Or everyone that comes to us is in need of something.
Yes.
And we offer the transformation that they're looking for.
So this is an interesting point, and I've just thought about it, is that we often think we have to fix the psychology, which I think we do, but we're still primordial, physical beings.
Yes.
So and the body will have to give the right signal. So you've got to fix the physical.
You do.
Yeah, it's a 2-in-1.
Yeah. So in some ways, that positive affirmation that's coming from the body, and you're bringing it from the top as well, is going to lead to outcomes. So it's almost like you can look at psychological healing through the skin as well.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure. Because with my personal journey with the acne, is that the ingredients that was in the spot treatment is incredible. And that would have helped my acne. But it was like the 2-in-1 that made it so fast, that the transformation so fast, that I thought, wow, this is incredible. I never want to stop using this. And
so in aesthetics, it's important to know that, because a lot of people go to aesthetics to look for an external solution to an internal, whereas this is actually dealing with it in a more authentic, integrity way.
For sure.
And it's working on the physiology rather than just an elastoplast type approach.
Exactly. We don't do plasters.
No.
We do treat it. We always say we treat the root and the symptoms.
So inflammaging sounds like a great one to have. Are there any others that that you have in your range?
We've got a hormone check drops, which go with the hormonal imbalancement, and that was made for Roxy, which is designed to balance the hormones naturally, and cleanse the liver. Has antioxidants like turmeric, neem, rosemary.
It's good for mitochondria. It's got chlorophyll.
Again, looking at everything.
Yeah.
Detoxing your estrogen from the liver.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
exactly.
we do bioidentical hormones.
Yes.
A lot of hormones. For me, hormones are part and parcel of any long-term plan.
For sure.
But at some point, people want to go back to that. And I sort of say, look, let me fix the roads.
Yeah.
'Cause
Exactly.
to stay moving, you've got to get moving.
Yeah.
And then after a few months, we need to then shift into more natural play because your gut will absorb it. Your liver's now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's always an and with or and or. It's never it should be this or that.
Yeah.
You know, every treatment is targeted to each
But
person.
equally, it's also dynamic. I mean,
Dynamic,
we
yes.
eat intuitive. You know, we have circadian sleep patterns, but we also have seasonal circadian.
Yeah.
And ultimately, our needs vary winter, summer, spring. But we don't think like this.
No.
We're neutral. We're
Yeah.
like zombies, aren't we?
We're like
Totally.
literally like zombies, and I'm not an avid horticulturist, so I rely on my farmer's market.
Yeah.
I know if I go to my farmer's market
He's got
every
what's-
week,
Yeah, you have to. Think
he's
about
got what's in
Yeah,
season,
that's
and it's
it.
organic.
Yes.
So I don't need to think
good.
about it. He does his job.
Yes.
I buy his produce.
Yes.
And everyone's happy.
And there is this myth that eating well is expensive.
I disagree.
I think sometimes we kind of get the wrong messages that we don't need to eat as much, but we need to make the quality,
Yes.
make it nutrient dense.
Yes.
It isn't nutrient dense.
Yeah.
You know, it's like a cappuccino versus an espresso.
Yeah.
It's a lot of froth. And so, you know, the reality is we've become a bit lazy.
Yeah.
Totally.
We've been carb addicted, so it's driving us to food that we think it fills the hole and it makes you feel good temporarily.
Temporarily.
But, you know, to go buy a vegetable,
Yeah.
actually, it's not that expensive. And if
No.
you just cook it simply, it's not that.
No,
time
also
consuming.
you
You
could.
cook at home.
Yeah.
It's and as you say, you don't need to eat as much. We actually need to eat a lot less than we do,
Yes.
and so the quality
Yes.
over quantity is
Yeah,
number
but
one.
also you can buy beans dried
Yeah.
for much cheaper. You can grow your own sprouts at home. That's so nutrient dense, and that is like a few and maybe like £5 for the jar. But that's an ongoing thing that you can grow at home and get super nutrient dense. Organs, you know, from the
Organ meat,
Organ meat is not expensive, especially if you're going to a local farmer, you're buying locally, you're supporting local farms, then you're going to get a much better price than going to the supermarket
Bone
and better
broth.
quality. Yeah, you can make
Amazing
a vat
sauce.
of beef stew,
Yes.
which is bone broth. You can have the meat and then you'll have the bone broth that could last you at least 4 or 5 days. You know, and that's so. I think that this conception of it's too expensive to eat good is, you know, you just need to get creative, like in anything. It's kind of like starting a business.
It
You need
is.
to get very creative.
But also, there is something about cooking and talking and
Yeah.
preparing.
It's healing.
I call it karmic food.
I love
The energy that goes into it.
Yeah.
Like when you buy a product off a shelf, pre-made,
Yeah.
you don't know how long it's been there. You don't know
Who made it.
Who made it? What's gone into it? Even if it's got all the lovely ingredients listed on it.
So it's not about, it's about how it's produced. And I
Yeah.
really believe that. I just did a prolonged fast before I just came back from Mexico a few weeks. I did
Wow.
ayahuasca there.
Oh wow!
But before that, I did a long fast. And
Wow.
the fast was enabled by the fact that I used to, on my way back from London, I used to go to Whole Foods, look
Yeah.
at everything I would have enjoyed eating because I wasn't eating,
Yeah.
bought it, and then prepared it for the staff every day.
Oh wow.
And there was
Oh.
something, I was saying, there's something odd here. Just buying it's making me full.
Yeah.
Serving
Nourishment.
it made me totally full.
Yeah.
So it's almost like serving things with good intention gets a return on your investment, not necessarily in a way you think,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but it's energy.
Yeah. I always say your diet isn't only what you
Yeah.
eat.
It
So,
isn't.
and I was able to do 45 days.
No way.
Wow.
Salt and water in the day, 1 coffee, and bone broth in the evening. That's it.
Wow.
I was able to give myself weekly drips for the vitamin.
That's impressive.
That is impressive.
But I wanted to be clean before ayahuasca.
Yeah.
And how was your ayahuasca experience?
Yes, I went to Mexico 40 kilometers.
First
in the
time?
forest. First time. Yeah.
Mum used to be a practicing shaman.
I did.
Did you?
But now she's a pastor.
Yeah. But honestly, it was because I mean, obviously they started with the camber, but the shaman said, "Look, there's nothing to purge," you know.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I literally just had a very simple purge because there was nothing.
Yeah.
But even the ceremony itself was great because it went straight to the brain,
Yeah.
and he was able to give me three doses, and it was phenomenal. It was just took you to a different level, and I didn't go with any intent. But I have to say, it has created a shift. And
What
you
kind
can't
of shift?
Well, I guess the sort of things we're talking about, redefining what success is, the ability to be more authentic and say what you feel, but it's sensing that it's coming from a good place to an individual, so no one's going to take any offense. So and thirdly, my diet. Naturally, I've just kind of migrated more towards natural foods, raw foods. I'm getting up earlier, which is just bizarre.
Is that bizarre for you?
Well, I'm already an early riser. So getting up early it wasn't possible. So I'm up at 3:30 in the morning.
Wow.
And I enjoy going into nature all the time.
Yeah.
And more meditation. So, and also there feels like there's more balance.
Yes.
So there's a lot of good things. And what was interesting, speaking to the shaman, and I did the whole thing, the hot stone thing in the cave, and I did Bufo as well.
Did you?
Yeah, so
I've done Bufo.
And it was just, I feel it was a balancing act. When I spoke, because it's a mother energy, it's a female energy. So there was a balancing between the male and the female.
Yeah.
And that was quite an interesting thing. So
Yeah.
I think overall, you just feel grounded.
Yeah.
Yeah, we feel like that when we go to church every Sunday.
I was literally thinking, for me, what you're describing is the Jesus effect.
Yeah, it's the Jesus glow.
Because when you connect to Jesus, that is exactly
how you feel
what happens to you
on like a daily
when the Holy
basis.
Spirit enters.
Yeah.
Then it transforms you.
Yes. And interesting, you kind of respect nature. So you're
respect
seeing
everything
trees differently. You're seeing everything around you differently.
Yeah.
So with that, I've changed a few things just generally. Of course, getting up earlier, meditation, but also now sleeping on the floor.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Don't know why.
I recently read that we're not designed to sleep on mattresses. Sleeping on a mattress supports our flesh.
Yes.
Sleeping on the floor supports our skeleton.
Correct.
And so that's the natural way. I haven't quite got there yet.
I don't think I'm quite there yet. I love my
What you
pillow.
said is exactly right. And thirdly, it encourages you to sleep on your back.
Yeah.
So a lot of the people with the obstructive sleep apnea, I wonder it's because we're sleeping in beds. If we slept with our back, we'd open up.
Interesting.
But you don't. And what you're saying about flesh versus bone is very interesting because when you're in a bed, the skeleton doesn't work because you just slouch.
Yeah.
And the muscles are saying, you're in a really terrible position here, so I'm going to try and protect you and spasm. Of course, they haven't got the strength of that skeleton. So you get fascia problems.
That makes so
You
much
get
sense.
fascia, which is why the stiffness is there. But when you sleep on the floor, exactly as you said, your skeleton supports you. And guess what happens to your muscles?
Yeah, they relax. It's so interesting because I feel the need to really massage myself all the time with magnesium products, and because I need that fascia release, and really the magnesium butter does incredible things. But that makes total sense because for some reason I just get really tight. I mean, it also could be I train quite heavily, so I do a lot of strength training, so that could definitely be a reason. But also, as you're speaking to me intuitively, I'm like, oh, maybe that could be also another factor.
Tell me about the magnesium butter, because I use magnesium salts. I take magnesium regularly in the evenings. Tell me about the butter.
Yeah.
So it's a topical transdermal magnesium, literally. So you get 200 milligrams of magnesium transdermally with 1 teaspoon.
As a cream? As a cream?
Yeah, as a cream.
It's
So you
a
put it on
butter.
before bed, 20 minutes before bed, on the legs, on the feet, on the arms,
I
wherever
like
you
rubbing
fancy.
it on my stomach and massaging my stomach with it, doing like a little lymphatic drainage.
And it absorbs.
Yeah.
We get our magnesium from the Dead Sea. So it's magnesium chloride from the Dead Sea.
Yeah.
And the formula is so beautiful. Normally, a lot of transdermal magnesiums are quite sticky and just not that pleasant to use. But because Mum's quite good at formulating, it's just a very luxurious product that absorbs. It's hydrating. It feels like self-care. And it's actually got chlorophyll and lavender in it.
Wow.
So it's really good for wound healing and also just relaxation and sleep.
Yeah,
I put it on my feet, 20 minutes, out.
Yeah. Wow. It's also really good for
We've got some for you.
tight jaws here.
So you can apply it to where it's needed.
Exactly.
You can applying it there and sort of really working it.
People have teeth grinding.
Exactly.
I put it on my jaw, on my neck, on my shoulders, and it really is. It supports the glymphatic system, which obviously you'll know about, but not many people do know about it. And so I remember when we were talking about it, people said, "What's the glymphatic system?" And in case anybody's listening that's like, I don't know what that is, it's your brain's detoxification pathway, and the magnesium really helps support that activation of your brain emotionally and physically detoxing. Yeah.
Well, it's great. I mean, I think that's super. It sounds great.
Well, we got some for you.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
So going back to ICAM, tell me a little bit about the name. Where that came from.
So we obviously through Roxy's situation where she was saying terrible things to herself.
Yeah.
We were like, okay, you need to shift that.
Yeah.
You need to change that.
So I like whatever you say after I am, you become. It's a declaration of how you want to feel. So really the brand name came from that. And then later on when we got into our faith journey and we became more spiritual and really started to walk a path with God, we then realized that another name for God is I am, the great I am. He says, I am who I am. And the Bible talks about biblical affirmations all the time. You know, God says, let the weak say I'm strong. Let the poor say I'm rich. So actually affirmations are a biblical construct that we're just catching up to.
Yes.
Yeah, we're making it modern, but it's actually been around since the beginning of time. And so that's where the name comes from, is it's more than just, a cool name or, an affirmation. It really has this heavy context that whatever you say after I am, that is what you'll become.
Did you know this when you called it?
No.
So there you are.
So when I named it, especially the spelling, because our spelling is EYEAM, and that is the specific, like that is also talked about in the Bible as well. And so we were so in shock when we found out, and we knew that we were being guided on the path to really just help others and launch this and all the guidance from that, because that's not a coincidence.
I also think when you align your business with your purpose.
Yes, exactly.
And your business has a purpose.
Yeah.
I think that really is what all of us should be.
Manifests for.
Yeah,
exactly.
And you talked about service.
Yes.
We need to serve through our business.
Yes.
That's ultimately the plan.
It's a tool.
Because otherwise you'll literally fall to the floor and perish. And it's not, I don't mean that in a way that's like, oh no, like if you don't do something good, bad things are going to happen to you. But it's just the law of nature.
Well, to be honest, it is true.
Yeah.
We are perishing.
Yeah, we are perishing.
But, we have got these straight jackets and, these things that we're holding in high esteem. But underneath, we're perishing.
Yeah.
The foundations are breaking. And we know this. The Health and Social Care Act is showing that most people over a certain age sign DNR forms saying, I don't want to be here anymore.
Yeah.
And yet we're celebrating longer existences. We're not celebrating longer lives. We're not celebrating joyfulness.
Yeah.
See, I define longevity as joyful, independent, and in pursuit of fulfillment.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
I do something today with a view to what pursuit of fulfillment is. It's hope.
Yeah.
You do something today for a better tomorrow. Whether it comes or not, it's the pursuit.
Totally. I agree.
And if you lose, and I say to them, if you've got those three, you're optimized.
Yeah.
If you lose any of those, you're not.
Yeah.
And people don't question it.
100%.
You can ask young people, are you happy in your job? No. Are you fulfilled? No. Well, you're not living then.
Yeah.
So change it.
No, fully. I have a group.
They need to get to the pit.
Yeah, I have a group of
But we hope that they don't have to get to the pit, that they could just bypass it.
Well, I've got this group of, I have a WhatsApp group of my community. There's like over 200 of us on there. And, you know, I do free challenges for them every month where we can do it together and better ourselves. And, you know, this month was all about sleep. So we did a sleep challenge of 7 days to sleep better. And it was really interesting because I always ask everyone, why have they joined? What are they currently struggling with? And you'd be surprised how much of it is lack of purpose, lack of fulfillment, not feeling happy in their jobs, not feeling happy in their lives, and how that manifests into physical symptoms. Yeah, it's really interesting.
So with I Am, it feels like it's actually a sort of community sense.
Totally.
Yeah. And what are your aspirations for it in the long term?
Yeah. So, well, basically, you're right. It is a community. And really, we are the first neurocosmetic brand on the market. There's not really any companies doing what we're doing. So we really want to take that a step further. And do you want to say, or is it too early?
So we are in the process of opening our first biohacking centre.
Excellent.
In central London.
Okay.
It's designed for community, for longevity, and just enjoying life.
Yeah.
And
A safe space.
A safe space where you can do just everything that you want to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can learn, you can chat, you can
grow, you can heal,
you
can regulate, you can nourish, you know, really. And that's quite broad senses because you can do that in so many different ways. And those are all the different ways that we'll be offering. You know, you can nourish in different ways, you can regulate in different ways, you can grow in different ways.
And you can switch from one to another depending on your confidence.
Exactly.
And I think what I've seen of such centres, I've not had a lot of experience with them, but we affiliate with one or two, is when you go there, over time you get familiarity with people, same journeys, and then the community looks after itself.
Totally. That's what's happening on my WhatsApp group. They're all messaging each other and they're all helping each other, giving each other advice. And it's so beautiful to see because I'm like, I don't even need to be involved. You know, it's them.
But
it's
you can
beautiful.
see how starved we are of it.
100%.
Yeah, well, I mean, thankfully the new generation are drinking less.
Yeah, I'm sober.
And are connecting in other ways, which are more meaningful.
Yes, I think there is a shift.
Oh, definitely.
And I think that I feel will be the success story because the old world as we see it now is over. It's on its last legs. It's not going, it's gone already.
Yeah.
1,000,000%.
But I'm seeing those sprouts of hope with how the next generation is thinking.
Yeah.
They're redefining success about, no, I need some quality time. I don't want to wake up without good energy. Spending time in parks with each other.
Yeah.
There is a difference.
Yeah.
And
huge.
You know, and it's very positive.
It is.
Because the alternative is not great.
The alternative is death.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
in all senses.
Even if you're not physically dead.
Yeah, spiritual
you're
death.
dead in every other way.
Spiritually dead is probably the worst place to be.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
We don't want that.
Yes, a conscious coma.
Yeah.
A conscious coma. I love that.
Yeah, because
I don't love it, but I love the term.
Yeah, you're walking around blind to everything. To all the like synchronicities.
Tortured and tormented.
Yeah, and miracles of every day. There's so many miracles around us. If we just looked up and opened our eyes,
so
you'd
it's
see
awareness.
it. Yeah.
Awareness.
Yeah.
That's it. That was the first book that changed my life.
Yeah.
By Anthony
was
de Mello.
called Awareness by
Anthony
Anthony
de
de Mello.
Mello.
And I read it like 15 years ago.
It's a really good book.
I was like, oh, I live in a delusional state. I am delusional. My whole world is based on delusion.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes, life-changing.
It's like, wake up.
Yeah.
Somebody wake me up.
Well, it's been a real pleasure.
Oh, thank you so much.
likewise.
Sense the passion, the joy with what you're doing, and it's going to be successful because you're climbing the right mountain.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for having
Likewise,
us.
yeah.
You know, bringing back what is needed.
It's the basics, right?
It is fundamentally keep it simple.
Keep it simple. It's the basics. If we try to avoid the basics, then we go all around the mountain.
You may have heard this story, but I love it. It's an old story, and there's probably versions of it. But it was about a billionaire who was driving through South India, through all the deserts and etc. And he saw all this land and said, who owns all this land? And he says, oh, there's a man who owns it all. And he goes, where can I find him? And he goes, oh, he's usually under that big tree somewhere, so you'll find him sitting there during the day. So he tells his driver to take it to this tree, and he sees the old man there and says, do you own all this land? He goes, oh, yes, yes, yes. And he said, have you thought about developing it? And he said, for what? And he said, well, because if you can start building roads and highways, then you can build houses. And he goes, and then what? He says, and then you'll have all this money, which you can then use. And he goes, for what?
For what, yeah.
He said, well, then you can build, offices and hospitals and schools and create cities. And then he goes, and then you'll get even more money. And he goes, then what? And he goes, then you can build airports. And then he goes, and then what? And then he goes, you can sit back and retire. Yeah. He goes, well, what do you think I'm doing right now?
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
I love
so
that.
we kind of don't realize we
Yeah.
already have what we need.
It's so true.
So true.
Yeah.
It's so true. We're already there.
Yeah.
Yeah. We just need to realize it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.